Ladies and gentlemen and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Being Trans. I am Amanda. Next to me is Emily, and below us both is Lilith. Hello, how are you all today?
I'm here.
Love is here.
I
Emily, are you
am.
here?
I am extremely here. Yes.
Super here. She's super here, folks. This is what it's all about. Here we are. We decided to ditch the ugly sadness and we're going for bright and happy. How are we doing?
We're faking it great.
We're faking it. We're pretending like the problems aren't real and we're acting as though everything's just fine. That's what we're here to do. How are you, Lilith? How's Costa Rica? Buenos tardes.
Stop telling people where I am. I'm on the run from the government.
Where's that coming after you? Not all the way in Costa Rica.
You say that. Things are good. Things are good. I got married about, it'll be 4 weeks ago this coming Tuesday, and my husband's been gone for 3 of them. So like I said,
that's so sad.
He's been absent for 3/4 of our marriage, just like my dad was from his. So
my God, that's a horrible thing to say.
Well, happy early 1-month anniversary.
Thank you, and he'll be back like late Tuesday. So
whatever. So since we're trying to be positive and all of that, and we're bullshitting our way through this, I have some news as well. That is an engagement ring.
Oh,
that's nice. That's
I'm engaged
nice.
to an Aussie.
You're gonna engage. You're gonna do it. Emily's moving to Tasmania for good. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to tell anyone where anyone is now? Is that are we like? It's like we playing that game.
keep it a secret. Well, we might have been, but clearly we aren't anymore.
YouTube.
All of YouTube knows now, which is YouTube is Google. I don't know who's in charge of Google.
YouTube's Google, yeah. YouTube's Google, and everything else is Meta.
That's not Bezos or Zuck. So I don't know.
Nope, it's some random dude. It's Google's faceless. They're not benevolent though. Yeah. Don't worry, they're still shitty.
Well, yeah, they're long past the do no evil, right?
Yeah, they got over that. They got over that pretty recently. They're like, okay, let's do some evil. And
that was a fun phase. Now what's next?
No, it was good for a minute. We knew it wasn't going to last, and it didn't. So here we are. And
I really wish they'd go back to like when you Google search for something. I wish they'd go back to just having like 10 ads be the first thing that come up, because I am so sick of these AI answers they give you first that are always wrong. It's just like I need information.
That's where they went wrong.
Yeah.
Is their AI. I don't think I don't have as much of a problem with AI as everyone else seems to have. I think it's fine. I use it all the time.
Here's the thing. If I want to know what the capital of Canada is, I'd rather have 3 ads for tickets for air tickets to Canada than be told that DC is the capital of Canada. That's basically my.
Is that what is happening?
That is what's happening. AI
DC is the capital of Canada now, according to Google.
Tech's got to get a jump on the real life happenings.
I don't think that's a thing. I think what's going on is because the thing is like, yeah, you're gonna get some bad. What happened is when the AI when everyone decided to start rolling out AI prematurely, Google did that and they implemented it into their everything, and it wasn't ready, and it was fucked up, and it was shitty, and but it got into everything, and then it just kind of wrecked the whole thing, and they've been scrambling ever since. It was like a year or 2 ago, and they've been just like scrambling ever since to like clean up the mess that they made. And I think they've mostly worked out the bugs with their AI. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's like, I don't know I don't love seeing ads either. So it's like, okay, it's just as easy to scroll down past the AI thing as it is to scroll down past the ads.
I was just making a joke about AI search results. I really wasn't expecting a TED Talk.
I just miss when you did a Google search and you got Google search results. Like,
that was like
30 years ago, but still.
Jeeves. you would just look up, you'd go to Jeeves, and Jeeves would tell you what you want to know. Dear Jeeves.
I remember Ask Jeeves. I remember when it turned to just Ask. Wasn't that the one that just
And that
became
was just
Ask?
Ask. Yeah, but
Just,
no, I need to know who I'm
I
talking
cared
to.
about that.
Ask Jeeves.
Remember Craigslist? Let's reminisce the whole episode.
Craigslist is still there, but yeah, they never updated their UI. They never did.
They got rid of the best part of Craigslist.
Which was like the best ofs.
Oh no, the personals.
Yeah, once you couldn't do the personals, Craigslist just freaking died so fast.
Yeah, I haven't been on Craigslist in quite a long time, but it is funny. Like, I think it does still look like the Space Jam website. It's still got like the just like that hideous blue on the white background, like with everything underlined and in caps.
Like you were talking about the Tom Selleck sandwich website that's just like the earliest of HTML.
Oh yeah, classic HTML. Like it's like C minus minus.
C minus minus. That was a good pull. I like that. That was really good. That was clever. I have a problem. I have an interesting problem. I'm very nerd. But I'm also sporty spice. And tomorrow we have peer group, which is at 4 p.m. And the Super Bowl starts at 3:30. And I am legitimately conflicted. I don't
know why. I
care about this game very much, but like the idea of missing a Super Bowl is sort of alien to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Get used to it. You're moving to Australia. Ain't no one gives a fuck about this fucking Super Bowl over there. That'll be great. Like, I wish I was in a place where no one cared about the Super Bowl.
This is what happens with me with sports. I'll be like, "Oh, the Super Bowl's tomorrow," and I'll turn it on and I'll watch it for 5 minutes. And I'll be like, "Why? What do I care?
Why am I doing this?"
Yeah, because I'm going to be watching it in Spanish.
What I really miss is when the Super Bowl was a great day to go to Disneyland.
Is it not anymore?
It used to be back in the day that there were good days to go to Disneyland. Thanksgiving, the Super Bowl, Christmas, and then like they figured out a way to make the holidays like a big thing there. And now there's just no good day to go to Disneyland. It's just busy every single day. It sucks.
I haven't been to any theme park in like 20 years, or maybe 20 years, because I remember the last time I did go was like 2005 with my like girlfriend at the time, and like we were just like, hey, let's do this. Let's go to Magic Mountain. We've never been to like Magic Mountain before, and like we went and we was like, God, this is awful.
Magic Mountain's kind of the gangsta paradise that
that's kind of what it was. Yeah, it was a lot of teenage thug lifers, and like a lot of cholos. Yeah, and it was like, and it was just what it was. It was fine. They weren't like shitty or anything. It was just like we were at that point. Like I was in my 30s and she was in her 20s, and like it was just like, yeah, we don't belong here. This isn't for us. like we're like out of place and too old for this. And I'm getting to the age now where like I could go back because I'm old enough and I could be a person. I'm not going to be that person, but I could be the kind of person that goes to Disneyland and like wears Mickey Mouse hats and like shitty, ugly, dumb sweaters. And like, I could be that person now.
I feel attacked. What? Should I go grab my Minnie Mouse ears and put them on now?
You can do that if you like. Your life is your own. I'm just saying I'm not a Disney person, and I never have been, and like I don't have children, so I'm not watching. Like people like talk about stuff all the time. Like the last Disney movie that I saw was Aladdin. I haven't seen anything Disney did after that because that's when I aged out of Disney, and like I had no reason to go back in because I don't have kids. But like what happens is people age out of Disney and they miss like, I don't know, 10 years, and then they have kids, and then they get back into Disney and they watch Disney with their kids and they're familiar, and then they turn into Disney people or whatever.
See, I got around that by just never growing up.
Yeah.
I just never matured past my Disney phase. Like when I walk into the park, I'm a freaking 9-year-old. I feel the same way I did when I was 9. It's very exciting. It's wondrous. And I just go back. I just totally regress, and it's wonderful. And I had a season pass for 6 years up until the pandemic hit. I haven't been back since. It's very sad.
It probably would have been a good time to go, but empty then.
Yeah, but then once you could go back, it was really restricted, all of that. Yeah, I guess we're not doing any of the negative. We're not talking negative anymore.
Lines during COVID.
Oh.
Just like standing in a hot crowd of people during COVID would be the worst thing ever. With all the Trumpers and anti-vaxxers.
It's true. That's the only people that would be there.
Just being in public is just like exhausting.
Being where is exhausting?
Everywhere out in public.
We did
gosh, I do have some good news. So I had a dream the other night about one of the people who was in the show that I directed that went up in Detroit at Planet Ant after I moved out of the country. So I directed a show, never got to see it, and they said it's been going great, and they've been getting a lot of positive feedback, and I'm happy that I didn't basically screw over those people.
So it's a not a live show. It is
a play. It's an improvised kids show.
Okay.
So basically, they all play kids, and they have an extra person who plays like whatever adult they need or whatever they need, and they get a topic from the audience about what you might need to talk to your kids about, and then they talk about what they think they need to learn, and then they have this other person, and they go and do scenes with this person who plays parents or uncles or a police officer, whoever they decide they need to talk to. But yeah, it was one thing. I'm so sad because I was supposed to do shows all year with them. They're starting the next run of shows in a few weeks, and I'm going to miss out on that. But at least I didn't fail.
So as director, you set sort of, for lack of a better term, you sort of set the stage and like gave them how the thing is supposed to run.
I developed the concept of the show, helped them work through how to run the show, and basically in our rehearsals, we would just we would work on things that I thought were important, and then near the end, they were just running, basically doing a version of the show and getting feedback from me. And so I really wish I could have spent more time. Like I wanted to print out AI coloring books to give to people when they come to the shows, but I just let's just say time was tight leading up to the show. But yeah, so that was really good. I'm glad that I wasn't a complete and abject failure in the one creative thing I did in Detroit. Nice. If I go back, they won't be like, "Oh, you're back."
Not going back to Detroit.
Just production note: can we get a hair and makeup to deal with the strand on Lilith's face?
Oh, I have everything covered by the chats that are popped out. So oh yeah.
You don't look at yourself the whole time while you're on the show like I do.
Struggle to look at the two of you because I'm watching me.
Yeah, that's all I ever do on Zoom. I'm just constantly gazing at myself.
That's why I do it. So I don't constantly look at myself. So I can see Emily's right there. I can see everything. Amanda, I can see half of Amanda's face.
But no Lilith. Okay.
I can see in such a way that's so completely foreign to me that I'll never understand.
That's why she's a great partner on this. Like she's sort of the foil to our like you just provide such a different perspective in all of the ways.
I just like deep-rooted vanity is like you just got none of that.
We've all been there. We've been on shows with me before. If I'm looking at myself, I'm constantly.
I've been practicing my Keith Olbermann tricks. I'm not trying to touch any. Just don't bring my hands. Just don't touch my head.
I thought your Keith Olbermann trick was lecturing conservatives in a way that they will not pay any attention to it.
Yeah, I still like Keith Olbermann.
I cannot stand Keith Olbermann. Keith Olbermann's the kind of liberal where you just want to punch him in the face.
He's not that bad. Anyway. I'm not going to talk about Keith Olbermann, and you know why I'm not going to talk about Keith Olbermann? Because we have something better than Keith Olbermann. We've got a great thing. I've got an exciting thing, and we're going to do an episode of Culinary Delights for you. Lilith and Emily, are you interested?
I am. This is going to be my second Culinary Delights. I claimed earlier this morning that it would be my first, but now I'm remembering I was actually on Being Trans when it was Being Trans originally, before the Darkest Timeline stuff. I did do an appearance, and so yes, I am ready once again to revisit Culinary Delights.
Yeah,
Culinary Delights?
Culinary Delights with us.
Culinary?
Is it culinary? I've never
culinary,
seen
culinary,
like
or culinary. We have three
I think
options.
you could say culinary if you want to get posh about it, but like the thing with me is like what's the word I'm thinking of? There's a word there. I can't think of the conceit is that like, I'm turning up the Milwaukee. Anyway, maybe we should just get right to it. We got a delightful Culinary Delights. So wait a minute. I gotta make sure. Yeah, there it is. I think everything's working.
Lilith
This is
looks
our trial
extremely
run.
nonplussed.
Yeah, Lilith's not excited at all.
No, these things always nauseate me, so I'm just getting ready.
It's just, here we go, Culinary Delights.
Just a quick line, that's it. It is a beautiful thing. Look at that.
Ladies and gentlemen and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Culinary Delights, the cooking show where two Midwestern moms and a California lady talk about great recipes you can use to feed your hungry boys that they're not going to break the bank. I'm Amanda. Below me is Lilith, and above me is the Transverse Network. Welcome to the Transverse Network. I'm just kidding. That's Emily.
That's showing on the Oh, it is showing on the screen. Let me change that.
It's okay. It really doesn't matter. We know that we're on the Transverse Network, and we know that you're Emily. And as you can see, our special delicious meal today is going to be Campbell's shrimp enchiladas.
Yummy. I didn't even know that Campbell's had shrimp, so I'm really excited about this.
I'm going to bet that this uses cream of mushroom soup.
You know what?
There's only 1,000% chance of that.
I happen to have some inside information here, and I happen to know the truth. I know the truth, the real truth behind the Campbell shrimp enchiladas. And so I guess we could just dive right in, right? Why don't we do that? We'll go like this, and we'll see there. So here we go. There's 0 reviews. There's no one bothered to write a review. So you could be the first person to go to the Campbell Soup website and the recipe section. You can hunt this one down and be the first person to write a review if you try it. So that means either no one bothered to write a review, or this is just a brand spanking new hot recipe from Campbell's. We don't know which one it is.
Oh, wow. The hot new trend. I love so being not a culinary delights. I gotta pick one. Virgin I'm a second timer. I'm kind of curious before we jump into this. How often are you able to find corporate recipes from the company that makes the food? Because I feel like this is very exciting to get something of this caliber. This is a corporate recipe. This has to be the absolute upper echelon of Culinary Delights, right? So like I would have to assume.
I will say that your corporate recipes, your two biggest corporations doing that are your Campbell's.
Mm-hmm.
And because they got to get rid of all that. Apparently in like 1950, they made way too much cream of mushroom soup, and they've been trying to get rid of it ever since. And then the other one you'll see a lot of is the Jell-O Corporation. I don't know who owns Jell-O, but Jell-O, man, they're putting things in Jell-O at rates that
to this day
they're still doing it. I would say one thing that I've pointed out in the past is so many of these places do recipes and they just miss opportunities to like get corporate, like they're like, oh, use dried crispy onions. It's like, you mean French's onions? Like, get French's to foot the bill.
So
that's the truth.
So
on,
Lilith,
Emily.
my question then is, how much of the budget of Campbell's over the last like 70 years has purely been to repackaging the soup that they already put on shelves and tried to sell, and they just keep having to take it back, wipe off the expiration date, put a new expiration date on, and send it back out?
They don't put an expiration date on it. That's how they outsmart you.
Oh.
So they get
They do a stamp, and it's just like a bunch of numbers, and it's
every
just
time
like
they,
a code.
every time they stamp it,
it's illegible. There's no way to decipher this code.
They twist it when they stamp it so that everything's blurred and you can't read it.
I have never worked in a grocery store. I'm betting that there's a guy that comes by with a rag, takes the can, wipes the stamp off. It's just one swipe, has another stamp there, does it, boom, good to go for another 20 years.
I'm sure that's how it works.
These
shrimp enchiladas are the perfect example of a restaurant-style dish you can make at home, and it's so easy. I know, right? I mean, a restaurant-style dish of shrimp enchiladas made with Campbell's soup. That's what I generally order every time I go home. But this one's so easy. The best shortcut here, that's good to know. The best shortcut here is to use shrimp that are already cleaned and peeled. That way you can just throw them into the skillet. Well, that's a great idea too. Just get that because you're going to use a can of soup. We already know that's going to be there.
That's weird, because usually when I'm getting shrimp, I get full prawns right off the shrimp boat, and cut off the head and do all that. So
yeah, I mean, you can get like you can get like fully thinged prawns from like the deli and shrimps and stuff, and but yeah, you can get the prepackaged shrimp. I think prepackaged frozen shrimp is the way to go for this particular dish.
Yeah.
And this is another win for that often overlooked but so delicious condensed cream of shrimp soup.
I am surprised and
that is not a thing. That is not
another win. I know the Super Bowl's coming up, but this is the real game right here. Another in the W column for Campbell's cream of shrimp soup. Just one more. They just can't stop winning, like Charlie Sheen.
I need to pause this. Anyone in chat, anyone watching this ever, now live or 20 years in the future, please comment if you have ever seen cream of shrimp soup anywhere.
It makes an enchilada filling that's flavorful and creamy with just a little spice, just a little hair of spice. That's good, because we don't want our enchiladas made with soup too spicy. Don't forget the jalapenos. The balance of cream and heat is perfect. There it is. Jalapenos, the ultimate in spice. There you go. You can make these shrimp enchiladas look dinner outworthy. That's a great phrase, I think, by sprinkling some additional green onion on top. Can you imagine? Who would have thought that you could do that?
Wow.
That's the secret to opening a restaurant.
While you prep. Yeah.
If you're a restaurant, you need to have little green onions or parsley to sprinkle on top of everything.
It's true. I mean, I do that in my regular life.
Now it's dinner going outworthy.
Yes, such a valuable note. Such a valuable note there that they add that to put green onion on top. All you need to do is just cut up a little extra while you prep.
That's so smart.
I know. That's all you have to do.
I was going to drop a still banded together bunch of green onions from the store
with the rubber band,
with the tape still on it.
Yeah, still that purple rubber band. Yeah, all that.
Yeah. Important tip. I love it.
Oh, let's go right to it. Here we go. Here's our ingredients. I just want to take a minute.
Whoa. Could this text be a little smaller? It's just.
I was going to get to that. I apologize for the small text. This is what I had to work with.
No,
I could have.
blaming you.
Yeah, I know. This is what I had to work with. Generally, what I would do is I would redo this, but I did this all this morning before the show, and this is how much time I had. But the good news is that we are aware that not only that this is made with Campbell's cream of shrimp soup, but also you can get social. Let's get social with this cream of shrimp soup.
Let's do it.
Because you can go on to Campbell's Pinterest, their Instagram, and their TikTok. I bet you the Campbell's TikTok is fire, as the kids say.
I'm gonna go follow now. Followed.
Someone let me know how their Campbell's TikTok is doing. Like, I think I haven't seen a lot of shared TikToks from Campbell's, but I'm sure they're great. Here's some luckily of the ingredients. This is just the first round. There's more ingredients, but this is
okay.
So we're gonna need 2 tablespoons of butter. That's pretty standard for pretty much anything. 1 bunch green onions chopped, and remember, set a little aside for later
to make it outworthy.
Yeah, to make it outworthy. 1 medium red bell pepper diced. I think that's where the spice comes from.
Oh, a bell pepper! Oh,
woo! It's getting hot in here already.
You're gonna divide it, so just be aware. 1.5 pounds.
Wait, you're gonna divide it? Like,
yeah, divide the medium red bell pepper. You're gonna chop up, you're gonna dice up a red pepper. You're gonna divide it. You're gonna use some in one portion of the recipe, and another in another. You know how to divide food.
Okay.
Don't tell me what I know how to do.
I'm talking about, right? I mean,
I thought dividing a red pepper was like a 50s way of saying cutting up a red pepper.
Oh, that could be. That's a good point that you just made. But yeah, no, dividing in a recipe is when you like, let's say for example, let's use 1 medium red bell pepper. You chop it all up, you dice it. You're going to use a portion of that for one part of the recipe, and then you're going to do something else with the rest of it. That's dividing an ingredient. This is all about.
Bet you're going to do something else with it.
1.5 pounds, or 21 out of 25 count per pound.
It's not 21 out of 25.
I don't know what that means.
That's the size of the shrimp. It means per pound there's 21 to 25 shrimp in a pound.
Okay.
So the smaller that number is, the bigger the shrimp are.
Got it. You know, I didn't know
it's
what
not 21 of 25th.
21 25th.
I thought that's what they wanted. 21 25th of shrimp. Gotta get your micrometer out. You can't use the whole shrimp. You only use 21 25th of each shrimp. That's what makes this recipe special. Don't forget to peel and devein the shrimp, unless you're using that great shortcut of having pre-peeled and deveined shrimp, which is a good idea. 2 tablespoons of chopped pickled jalapeno pepper. It doesn't say it here. They mean mild. They mean mild. Those spicy ones, you'll go crazy. 2 tablespoons. Oh, I did that one. 1 can. Here's the coup de grace. The piece de resistance. 1 can. 10.5 ounce can of Campbell's condensed cream of shrimp soup. That's the star of this show. Another win for Campbell's cream of shrimp soup. I gotta say, big winner right there. Then we got 4 ounces of cream cheese, or about half a cup.
Oh, how did I forget about the cream cheese?
Yeah, you know what's coming here. This is gonna be a good enchilada. So you got the 4 ounces of cream cheese, which is half a thing, because they come in 8 ounce packages, and then 1/8 teaspoon of ground white pepper. So it's getting super fancy.
Ooh, yeah.
Don't use black pepper. You can substitute black pepper; it'll be fine. But use white pepper because that's what they say. Then a teaspoon of grated lime zest, which is also fancy. I like that. And then 8 flour tortillas, 6-inch tortillas. Make sure you warm them. Your method of choice, microwave just fine. You can put them in the pan. You can do them right on the open flame, or you can wrap them in foil and toss them in a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. Those are the ways that I know of. Lilith, do you have any other ways to warm tortillas?
Armpit for 30 seconds.
I was gonna say, down your
Just
pants.
pack them in there.
Yeah,
That's what we used to do. Yeah, with the butter, just the pats of butter you got in school, and just put them in your elbow and do this. You can do that with tortillas. Definitely sit on them. That's a good way. That's a good way to warm up your tortillas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, 1 cup shredded Monterey Jack cheese. Also, that little extra kick, because Monterey Jack is just a touch above mozzarella for spiciness.
Just the idea that you can go to the store and get Monterey Jack cheese is blowing my mind.
Like, yeah, well, you're in I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say. You're in some land south of the border of the United States. And I was going to say, because like, this is probably a dish that you could make down there to feel more at home. I know it's not, I know you don't live in Mexico and enchiladas are Mexico, but I think for the purposes of this recipe, anything south of Iowa applies.
Yeah, this is south of the border. Unfortunately, it's south of the Canadian border.
Exactly. Here's our directions. We got our instructions. It's heat the oven to 325. So they're already deviating from the 350 norm. While the oven is heating, heat the butter in a 12-inch skillet over medium heat. Add the onions and a 1/2 cup of red pepper and cook until tender. Do they mean the green onions? Because I didn't see onions in there. Are they cooking the green onions?
Yes.
Yeah. And you're saving a few later to put on top to make it going out worthy.
I'm questioning this immediately out of the gates. I have never pre-fried green onions.
Okay.
Do you do that, Lilith?
We're on page 3, so you're not questioning anything out of the gate.
Right.
We are halfway through this.
We're long past the gate. The gate is well behind us, my dear.
I cannot recall, like, if you cook up the white ends of them, and like saute them a little bit. Yeah, ordinarily I would use like a white onion or a yellow onion for this.
Yeah, you would use like a white or a yellow onion, and like you wouldn't do this with green onions because they wilt, and so that's why you always put green onions on last. And so it's like, I don't know. Once again, that's still in the first step, which is.
Let's not even go into how each step.
How many steps there actually are?
This is 2 steps. First, do this, and this.
Right.
Second
step
step,
1,
do
5
this,
steps.
This. Yeah, get out of here. Don't lie to us.
No.
Add the onions and a 1/2 cup red pepper and cook until tender. Season the shrimp with salt. Add the shrimp and cook until done. You can tell they're done when they turn pink and opaque. So I don't know if you just add the shrimp right away, or it doesn't say how long you should cook the onions and the pepper before you add the shrimp. Till tender, does it say? Okay, yeah, there you go. So like 4 minutes probably. Then you can throw that shrimp in. That makes sense. Step 2, add the jalapeno peppers, soup, the winning soup, cream cheese, white pepper, and lime zest. Cook and stir until the cream cheese is melted. That always is fun for your pan. I've noticed that. Cast iron and cream cheese don't get along. Step 3, remove the skillet from the heat. Divide half the shrimp mixture among the tortillas. Roll the tortillas around the filling and place seam side down onto a 13 by 9 by 2-inch baking dish. Spoon the remaining shrimp mixture over the filled tortilla. So you gotta put it inside, then on top.
I love the idea that someone would pour the mixture on the tortillas, then take the tortillas out of the mixture and roll them up. It's like, no, roll them around the mixture. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I was getting a lot of stuff on my hands. This is much easier.
I put in the shrimp stuff, and then that was it. Then it's just like,
and then I pulled the tortilla out,
did the magician thing where they pull it out and all the shrimp stuff stays there.
Yeah. Ugh.
Smear the remaining shrimp mixture over the filled tortillas. Sprinkle with the remaining half cup red pepper and Monterey Jack cheese. There's that dividing thing. And then step 4, bake for 30 minutes or until the enchiladas are hot. So it's just 30 minutes, just half an hour. Throw it in the oven. And so I got ahead of ourselves. So that's it. That's the whole thing. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna have some shrimp enchiladas, and since there were no reviews of this, that no one had written a review yet or had submitted it to Campbell's, I'm wondering if Lilith, if maybe you found a review for this.
I did. I did.
Before we go to that, can I modify the recipe just slightly?
Let's hear what you have to say, and we'll see.
No, this is owned by the Campbell's Corporation. You can't
go straight to prison. But yeah, you can try.
So, granted, I don't know the consistency, but it does have the soup in it. So I'm thinking it's gonna be somewhat thin.
No, because it's condensed cream of shrimp. So it's thick soup.
I just think if you're pouring it on the tortillas and then trying to roll up the tortillas and then put them in the dish, I feel like that's a mess. Couldn't we equally place half the tortillas on the bottom of the pan, spoon the stuff, half of the stuff over it, put another layer of tortillas on top of that, and another layer of the shrimp mix? Wouldn't that accomplish the same thing with a lot less complexity?
I hate this idea. I'm throwing this. This is some crazy California, like you know what you're doing stuff. This is never gonna fly in the Midwest. This is never gonna work in the great state of Ohio.
I humbly apologize. Retracted. Please go ahead.
What are you even talking about? It's like I just heard bro surf and catch a wave.
Yeah, you're gonna you're gonna bring a dish of shrimp lasagna to your Lutheran church's potluck, and they're gonna laugh you out of the diet.
They'll laugh you right out there. I've never seen an enchilada like this. Every time I went to Chi-Chi's, they had got their fried ice cream. This is what they always looked in a roll. You rolled them up. That's what makes an enchilada.
You're going to get kicked out of the Wisconsin Synod Lutherans, and you'll have to go to the Missouri Synod. And if the Missouri Synod kicks you out, then it's the American Synod. And if they kick you out, well, you got no more Lutherans to eat with. So I don't know what to tell you.
That's a big problem.
That's a real big problem.
You're skating on real thin ice there, Emily Caitlin.
You might as well make your lukta fish with perch, for crying out loud.
That's silly. Could you imagine?
Chalk my mistake up to cultural difference and again apologize so we can move on.
Okay, so yeah, I always reach out and I try to find someone who might have a unique take on these recipes, and so I thought, who would serve this dish that takes no effort and has no inspiration? And I said, of course, a 1950s housewife who was totally checked out of her marriage. And so I reached out and we got a review. You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Did I just get in character?
It's there. Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Well, I'll give Campbell's shrimp enchiladas a 2-star rating, though at this point, I'm not sure why I'd bother with any of it. The flavor was as flat as my marriage. Bland shrimp, a lackluster sauce, and a tortilla that seemed more cardboard than comfort. It's just another quick fix, like the half-hearted attempts to keep things exciting around here, but didn't even come close to hitting the mark. If you're looking for something to throw together when you've given up on everything else, then sure, maybe it'll work. But I'm done pretending it's anything worth getting excited about.
Great review. 2 stars.
2 stars.
I feel like
unfortunately, Britt, it's 2 out of 100.
I feel like this review is sort of about something else. It's not really focused so much on the dish. I think I'm just like I'm sensing a subtext that there's something else going on in this woman's life that is coloring her perspective of apparently everything. So
yeah, this lady, she's just
sad times, trouble in paradise, real trouble over there.
She's just taking the knee on life here, just like, how much longer we got?
And here's the reveal. Here we go. There's our delicious final enchiladas. You can see those whole sliced jalapenos on there and all that delicious red pepper, spicy red peppers. And then on the side, of course, they've got a little extra Monterey Jack and a thing of lime you can squeeze on. That's kind of nice. It doesn't look terrible.
This is a gorgeous looking dish, and I would absolutely call this dinner outworthy. The onions on top, that presentation, absolutely amazing.
It is outworthy. It's very outworthy, and that's what we've got today. Thanks. That unless y'all got something else to say, that's been Culinary Delights. Do you have any more to add to this?
I do. I hate the fact that this looks really good. Yeah, I am getting kind of hungry.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. If you want to get real, we're getting as real as the streets. I'll tell you that most of the recipes that I find, like I'm struggling for bad ones these days. Like I gotta hunt them down.
Is this going to be a throwback to Sloppy Joe meatballs?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't like shrimp, so I'm never going to eat this. But like, y'all can make it. I mean, y'all live in different places anyway.
I mean, I do have access to camarones here, so maybe I could make some. I probably wouldn't use the shrimp soup.
No,
I would probably
use Campbell's condensed. How are you gonna win?
I don't even know if that's available here. Now that you're mentioning it, I don't recall seeing a Campbell's soup aisle at the local Taxi Valley.
They don't have the little dispenser things.
Yeah, you go up with a bucket, and you it's like how you buy coffee in America. That's how you buy soup here in the country that I'm in.
So I just got it on tap.
Yeah. So Lilith, without Campbell's, how would you go about creaming your shrimp?
I'll tell you how to cream a shrimp. I would probably look up a legitimate. Yeah, I'm gonna make this up from scratch. I'm gonna look up how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that next week's recipe? Are we gonna have a recipe for how to make cream shrimp soup?
I'm gonna be real honest. Right now, where I'm at, I do not have the equipment to do much cooking. There's no I'm renting a place that's furnished, but yeah, they're lucky if they have anything I can cook with. So.
Like the knives that come in an Airbnb might as well be made out of fucking plastic.
Yeah, I have basically been living on refried bean tacos for like the last 3 weeks. They're so good. They're so good.
Oh, nice.
So
I'm kind of hungry now. I had a breakfast, but now I want a lunch.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Culinary Delight.
Outro. Oh, there is an outro? Should I stop talking?
And that was it. Yeah, thanks for watching Culinary Delights. Yeah, there's an outro theme. I think we talked over it a little bit, but thank you for watching Culinary Delights, everybody. That's that portion of the show. That's all I got.
Matthew made a really good suggestion. Putting creaming and shrimp in the live stream title might get us more views.
That might actually get us all more views. I think you're right about that. Like, Emily, you're on it. Thanks for the SEO. Hey, we always need those SEO tips. Charlotte gave us the best, most obvious one ever. And speaking of which, she did tell us about our merch website, where you can get this fine mug. You can get this don't talk to me until I've had my hormones mug. That's what you can get. I think, and we fixed it so it's like the image is on both sides now, so you can hold it with either hand and everyone knows not to talk to you until you've had your hormones. Because I had the issue where I have a mug. I have that mug, but it's the image is like if I hold my drink with my coffee with my left hand, because I use my mouse with my right hand. And so I was staring at the image, but no one in the world could see that you're not supposed to talk to me until I've had my hormones. So I would have all these people coming up to me and talking to me, and I haven't even had my hormones yet. That's no way to live. That's for sure.
I love that you drink your coffee with your masturbation hand. Interesting.
I masturbate with my right hand.
Well, because you're using the mouse and you gotta, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, no, I just well, these days I use both hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let's move
I'm all
on. I'm
over
not
the
proud of
place
that
now.
joke.
It's like, yeah.
Based on Lilith's face, I think that one didn't hit well. So let's just move on.
Well, you know what does hit well is the Punish She Her t-shirt that you can get. It hits real hard. She's coming at you. Don't you worry about it. She's going to take care of business, that Punish She Her. You can get that on a t-shirt. That's a great graphic design by Emily herself. And it's a wonderful thing. And y'all can get it. It's available for sale at the Transverse Etsy store, which is the transverse.net/etsy.com. How'd I do?
The transverse.etsy.com. I think if I tell it to her 1,000 times, eventually it will stick.
Well, we got that good CEO advice from Charlotte, and we put the link in the description. So just click the links, and the other things that you can click on in the description are our books that we wrote. Lilith wrote a couple books. Let's tell us about the books you've written.
Oh, yeah. Look, I told you this week, and I'm gonna tell, like, I did those books because every week Amanda would come on and say she was gonna write these books, these AI books, and it never happened. And then I just hopped on and like cranked one out in like 3 days. And so the links are in there. It's first of all, there is Susie and the Cybertruck, which is the story of a trans girl who inherits a magical Cybertruck from her grandfather and then fights transphobia in the US. And then the other two are part of the Red Hat Lover series. They're romance novels for conservative losers. There is Make America Love Again, and then Project 2025, I Do. If you want real stuff from me, though, the link to my newsletter and to my Substack are in the description as well. I would rather you subscribe to my newsletter and follow my Substack than buy those books.
I would like you to buy my books. I've got a book special for Valentine's Day coming up. It's called Love Sweet Love, a Valentine's Day romance, and you can get that book. And it's not available in paperback yet, but it's on Amazon Kindle Unlimited. So you can, if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can just read it for free. Otherwise, you can download yourself a copy for, I think, $4.99 or $7.99. I'm not sure which one it is. It's some money. I think it's $7.99. It's a good book, though. I believe my editor Christina read it and she loved it, and she's a big fan. I actually haven't read it myself. I hear it's good.
Which one? The book that you wrote?
I didn't read it. I don't know what's in it. It has something to do with like a couple that like gets together. Like they have a sweet shop, and like she's all business and he's all creative, and they butt heads. They have to make like desserts for a hometown like festival thing for Valentine's
hometown,
Day.
you
And
say?
it brings, oh yeah, it's real down hometown.
A hometown.
It's a real hometown love story.
Hometown USA.
And then I just put out another one a couple of days ago. It's called Bloom and Love, a Springtime Romance, and that's one where it's the same thing. All business lady, you know, from the big city of Chicago gets together with a small town fella who's all art, but they have to make tulip displays together for the Tulip Festival.
A small town, you say?
In a small town, USA.
Is she from a small town?
Bloomington.
Did she go to Chicago?
In Bloomington.
Did she go to Chicago thinking that's where life was? But then
that's exactly right. She had a great career in Chicago, and that's where all the hustle and bustle of the city. But then she realized that the city life was made her empty inside.
Can I just point out the fallacy of all these books? No one who is from Bloomington escaped Bloomington and then realized that they wanted to go back to Bloomington. That's just false. False.
I'm a little terrified to say this. Raina says that Christina was the first person to read it, and I believe they're talking about Love, Sweet Love. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Christina says it's a good book, which I think
you should put that on the back of one of your books.
I think that horrifies me, considering that you have never even read this book that you wrote using AI.
I never read it,
and it's a good book.
I went over it. I skimmed it a little bit. So but I forgot the gist of it because I've been working on Bloom and Love.
That's more of your masterwork. I get it. Wow. We're in some dark times, y'all. We're in some dark times.
I don't think they're dark. I think they're funny as fuck. Here's what I have to say. Hunter S. Thompson said it, and I agree. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. And let's fucking go, everyone. Let's get weird as fuck. The time is nigh. We're in the transitional period between the failure of the waning 20th century America, now not quite into the cyberpunk future. We're vastly quickly approaching the cyberpunk dystopia, and so me and my chooms, we're reading scream sheets and getting chipped.
So Amanda, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're also working on real books that you're writing, correct?
I'm working on a book that two. I've got probably the one that's going to come out first because the second one's just taking me forever. I started a book just about my experience as a transgender woman and transitioning and what it was like, what being transgender is like, or at least was for me. And that's a story that a book that I've been working on for a while, but I keep getting stuck, and it's real hard to write because every time I do it, it makes me sad. And it's really emotionally challenging. And so I don't pick it up as often as I should. But then the other one that I'm working on it's called the Merriam Worldwide Webster's Woketionary. And so that's going to be a book that defines all the woke terminology so that you can understand them crazy liberals when they're talking about things like intersectionality.
Sounds delightful.
It is going to be delightful. It's got a big American flag on it.
Anybody pick up on the fact that I said, Amanda, you're working on some books, right? And I got corrected. No, I'm working on one book. Actually, I'm working on multiple books. And I'm just like, okay, cool.
Welcome
Thanks
to the
for
podcast.
correcting me.
Welcome to the podcast.
I didn't mean to be wrong about everything, but it just worked out that way.
I appreciate you correcting me when I'm incorrect. So please continue to do that.
Links in the description. That's about that. I don't really have anything more else to say. I'm not doing this. Emily, if you're in Ventura County, Emily and I are going to go out tonight. We're going to go out somewhere. I don't know. We'll be downtown Ventura in all likelihood. Probably San Sue's. Maybe we might do some karaoke. I don't know.
Oh,
we'll see. Yeah,
we
got karaoke on Monday.
Did you just say the
south
sewer?
Of Iowa, I'll be home if you want to stop by.
Oh yeah, the sewer. The sewer's the place for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've
been there a couple
times.
It's this bar downtown.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't feel scared there, then that's cool. I feel a little sketch going by there.
San Sue's. That place is great. It's just a bunch of lifers there. It's cool.
Yeah. So I did want to say we did the merch plug. And we went through it pretty quick. So apparently I need to switch the links because Lilith doesn't really care about promoting the book so much, wants to promote the Substack. Substack, right? So the newsletter. So we'll switch to that. But you did mention the Punish She Her shirt, and thank you for the compliment on the design. It was Amanda that came up with the idea, and then I just executed it.
I mean,
very well.
That idea came from an old podcast. I don't know if Amanda came up with it.
Okay.
I got it from a meme.
Okay. Cool. But we
it wasn't our
it
podcast.
Well,
it was an episode.
Great. The fun thing is that it is Charlotte's favorite shirt. And she wore it all around Sydney and kept remarking about how she was watching people's minds explode and just having the best time watching people try and figure out what's going on in this shirt. And so if you like breaking brains, I highly recommend the Punish Her shirt.
That is the business we're in right now. When the going get weird, the weird turn pro. Get yourself a Punisher Her t-shirt and fuck up some folks. Fuck up their heads with Punish Her.
I love mine as well. I don't know how many people here south of Iowa will be able to read what it says, since English isn't the first language here. But yeah, it's one of my favorite shirts. Soft shirt too. That's one thing I noticed about t-shirts. You get the really soft ones. Those are primo things. So
I have to get one. I have to get one for myself. I really do need one. I could live that life. I believe I could. And with that, that's about that. I'm going to wrap this up. I just want to remind y'all that in about an hour, that's I think 2 p.m. The top of the next hour will be back here on the Transverse. I'll be doing mediocre poker playing some PLO. I've changed up my strategy again. I have been on a massive losing streak. I have been losing for the last 2 weeks. Like every game I've lost, and so like my bankroll's shitty, and I've been discouraged. And so I gotta tighten up and play smarter. But I've got a few new strategies that we're gonna employ, and I'm actually gonna need y'all's help to remind me to keep me on task because I haven't gotten. I got prescribed for ADHD meds, but I haven't gotten them yet. And so until I get those focus pills, I need to be kept on task.
Okay. Yeah. I've been watching. We've been doing pretty good, and then we get a little bit sloppy on a hand or two, and just sort of like,
it works. It's like
lose all of it. Yeah.
Slowly build up your stack, and one bad decision, and it's all gone.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I figured out that what I've been doing, because I dropped stakes, and I've been playing like into kind of the slightly higher stakes where people play a little bit better, a little less face up. And so I've been calling down river bets when I should never ever call a river bet. If anyone bets on the river, they have the nuts in these stakes.
Yeah.
So it's like if I don't have the nuts, I need to fold the river. Basically,
yeah,
is what I need to do.
And that's the big tendency, right? And I know we're talking a little bit too much about the next show, but always you have this tendency as a human being to throw good money after bad. Like I've already put so much into this hand, fallacy. So I need to double down to try and win this one back. So, that's a thing to remember not to do. Just cut the losses and move on to the next hand.
Thanks. Charlotte just bought you in for $10. Thanks, Charlotte. I do want to just if we got some I think there was another super chat from Charlotte earlier that says the merch store is in the description. Thank you, Charlotte. And by all means, you see Charlotte putting all them super chats. Don't feel like you can't throw in a super chat. We will read the super chat if it's not offensive, if it's not trolling. If you're a troll and you want a super chat, we will take your money and not read it. But don't be a troll. Be nice and say cool things like Charlotte. She gives us nice pictures and says cool things. So we love Charlotte. That's Emily's soon-to-be wife. Didn't you meet her on this show?
On this very show, yes.
This very show. They met, and now they're going to get married, and they're going to live forever.
Not only all of that, but we are just madly in love. And that's a great part of the sadness I have now. I am back home. I am no longer in the country in which she lives, and I am quite sad about that. I've got 2.5 months before we're reunited, and it is absolutely breaking my heart, and it is very tough to do, and I can't wait till it's over.
Apologies. Yes, Lilith's newsletter link is not in the description because we didn't do that yet. We're going to have to fix that later. But Emily, for now, can you throw it in the chat? Do you have that link? Or
Lilith, can you tell it to me and I'll drop it in there?
I can find it. It's in the
Is it in our chat?
It should be in the what's its chat?
The WhatsApp. That in my newsletter.
In WhatsApp, yeah.
The newsletter in my Substack.
Okay, copying.
I don't see it in there.
I did a search. I found it. I just need to copy it. It won't let me. Hold
Okay,
on.
we're working on it. We're working on it.
Okay, so
we're not the most tech savvy people on earth.
Well, use the royal we, please.
The royal we. I am not the most tech savvy. Lilith and Emily are in fact the most tech savvy women on earth.
All right.
I, however, do not have that honor.
Cool. So we've got, I pasted unfortunately the Substack link came up first for me. So I pasted that one in. That's the first one. That is more of your kind of blog. And then the second link is a link for the newsletter to stay up to date on all things Lilith and everything.
The newsletter comes out every Monday Motivation. It's usually some sort of motivational piece of
We just want to say you threw those in the Twitch. Most people are on YouTube. Can you throw that in the YouTube chat?
I did both. I think you need Amanda needs to put them in the YouTube. We don't have rights to post links.
Oh, I have to do it? Okay, that's fine.
I got it done in YouTube. We're done.
I don't see it in there.
I don't see it in YouTube. This happened a few weeks ago.
I'm gonna post it in there. Are you in the wrong YouTube?
There it is. No, it's just that
yeah, that's mine, whatever.
You gotta have the wrench thing. So there's the Substack and there's
I got the Substack. Yeah, there it is. This is Substack.
I'm not a mod of my own damn channel. That's
what I'm saying. I don't understand why you shouldn't. Like, you should have a wrench. You're probably not logged into the transverse. You're probably logged in as Emily, and that's the issue.
Yeah, but I would think that I would have modded myself.
I'm now logged in as me. I don't know. I just have it. Maybe it's because I don't know why. Because I put in the stream key. I have no idea. I don't know why. I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world, so I don't know how this works.
We've been through this, but yeah, I'm sure I moderated you, but I somehow did not moderate my own damn self. So this is
you are most welcome, Stony Man. Everybody, we love you. I think we're gonna come back in an hour for Mediocre Poker and see me and Emily. Lilith, we'll see you next week. We love you, love you, love you. Check out her Substack. Check out her newsletter. Look at her Bob Uecker drawings. They're future classics. One and all.
It's an art project. You can read about it. They are very bad. I am a very bad when it comes to drawing.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. We love you and we think you're great. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.